Welcome to Spokane Talks, where you'll find the latest in community news, views, and conversation. Now, join your host to hear what Spokane's talking about.
Well, hello there, and welcome in to Spokane Talks on Fox 28. First off, in today's program, we start with Emma Oring talking with Jerry from Firearm Finishing. Following that, from Real Estate Talks, Ken Sachs talks with April Andersen about disclosures in real estate. For the third segment, from The Pulse, I talk with Jake Tesch from Guardian Cleaning and Restoration. To finish it out, today's program, we have two highlights, both being from The Pulse. We hope you enjoy the show. National Barricade and Sign Company is a well-established company founded in 1957. National Barricade has become a well-known business in the Spokane Valley for more than 50 years. Over the years, we have built long-lasting relationships with many cities, counties, and their departments of transportation. Customers come to us because they know they're going to get the best quality service at the best possible price. National Barricade prides itself on getting the job done in a timely manner. We know that contractors must have certain items in a timely fashion to get their job done, and if we don't have it, we will get it. We guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes.
Hi, and welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. I have Jerry Myers here. Hi, Jerry.
Hello.
You run Firearms Finishing, and why don't you explain what that means? What are you up to?
Firearm finishing is basically what we do is a full-blown gunsmith shop, and we also refinish and restore firearms.
Okay, wonderful. And so what does that look like? I mean, you've been here for 3 years in Spokane. What is the outreach you do in the community? What customers are coming through your doors, kind of the demographic? And
Customers that come through our doors are your average sportsmen and women.
Okay.
Anything from somebody that just likes to target shoot all the way out to your duck and goose hunters, big game hunters, and things like that.
Wonderful. What is kind of the typical questions that people come to you with? For someone who, has never owned a gun before, never been involved in any sort of gun sports or hunting or any of that, what is the greatest advice you give when people are curious and want to know the safety precautions?
The best advice I can give on safety precautions is get training, some sort of formal training. There are agencies in the area here that do formal training on firearm safety and knowledge of hunter ed and safety that way.
Okay. And how do you get involved with that? Is that a signing up process? Like, how do you?
It is a sign up process. You can contact your in the Northwest Wildlife Council and Sharpshooting Indoor Range. They're both places that do classes. The Wildlife Council is primarily going to be for your hunter ed and some firearm safety, but then Sharpshooting Indoor Range is going to be more for personal protection, firearm safety.
Got it. And then what are some precautions you take in your own store? I know background checks have to happen. What does that look like?
Basically, it takes about 15 minutes to up to 15 days to run a background check, depending upon the firearm.
Okay. And then obviously you guys are informed. You're getting, legal notices all the time on different laws passing of what you need to stay on top of. How does that happen? Is that something that you're, told of in your store? Is it through email? Like, who are you getting contacted by?
We get contacted by the ATF directly via emails. And then for local legislation, it is through legislators and the law writers and makers.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're constantly researching, staying on top of your game, because your customers need to know that where they're buying is doing that. And that would make, a new gun owner feel better, I'm sure. And we can keep talking about that right after this.
Here at River Ridge Hardware, interior or exterior, I have the stain to finish your project. Transparent, semi-transparent, or solid color exterior stains. And to beautify your interior projects, I have you covered there as well.
So Jerry, we were just kind of talking about those safety precautions you have at your own store, which are wonderful. What misconceptions do you think a lot of people have who aren't gun owners or who want to be? What do you get asked a lot of the time?
The biggest thing that we get asked is, how do I go about purchasing a firearm, and how long does it take to get that firearm? And the biggest thing I can say is, like I said before, it's anywhere from 15 minutes to 15 business days to run the background check, depending upon the firearm. And then, of course, the formal training.
Yeah, and that has to happen. What landed you here? Because I know you have mentioned to me that you have a business partner, you run this store, but kind of what landed you in this area of work?
Just the general enthusiasm with firearms.
Okay.
I learned at a very young age that things that go bang impressed me.
You liked it.
I liked it, and so I got involved with them the older I got.
Okay. And do you find that this area of Washington, do you find Spokane to be a successful market for gun owners, or what does that look like?
It is a very successful market for gun owners. We don't have enough people in my industry to offset the amount of business that is out there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it is a business industry that does need more younger people coming in.
Okay. And why do you think that is? Just that younger people aren't interested, they're not educated?
A lot of it has to do with, unfortunately, social media.
Yeah. Oh, that's
because you can get
for a lot of things.
Bad information and good information off of social media.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have seen a lot of the heavier, larger places on social media that, you can make a lot of money at it. They expect instant gratification. It doesn't so much happen with this industry. You have to work your way through. You have to get your name out there. You have to get known.
It's a grind. You got to keep working. What are some hopes that you have for your business? What are you searching for?
We're searching for, of course, like any business, to be able to succeed and be profitable.
Okay.
Get to a point where we're able to sell it off at retirement age and actually show something.
Yes.
And be a good standing in the community.
Great. And how can the community find you? What is your location, your website?
We are at 2420 East Trent, and our website is currently offline, but we are getting that fixed.
Perfect.
But we are on LinkedIn and Facebook as well.
Great. Well, I can tell you're passionate and you're doing safe work, which is really necessary and appreciated. Thank you so much. With the Pulse.
You.
National Barricade and Sign Company is a well-established company founded in 1957. National Barricade has become a well-known business in the Spokane Valley for more than 50 years. Over the years, we have built long-lasting relationships with many cities, counties, and their departments of transportation. Customers come to us because they know they're going to get the best quality service at the best possible price. National Barricade prides itself on getting the job done in a timely manner. We know that contractors must have certain items in a timely fashion to get their job done, and if we don't have it, we will get it. We guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes.
Well, hi folks, and welcome to Real Estate Talk, and I'm your host, Ken Sachs. And today's guest, we have April Andersen with Randall Danskin, an attorney with Randall Danskin. April, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. And here we're going to talk about seller disclosures. The sellers need to complete disclosures and make disclosures in a real estate transaction. So, April, I'm a seller. What are these disclosure things, and what do they mean to me?
Right. So we have a statutory scheme in Washington that requires every seller involved in a real estate transaction to fill out and provide the buyer with a seller disclosure statement.
Okay.
That statute is RCW 6406005.
Okay.
And it applies subject to certain exceptions to every real estate transaction.
Sure.
Depending on the type of property involved, so residential, improved, unimproved, and commercial, there will be a different form, slightly different, based on the language in the statute.
Okay.
And so you can find underneath that statute I just cited different forms and different required language based on the type of property.
Good. So what if I make a mistake, I use the wrong form, I don't complete them, or I don't complete them accurately? What does that mean to me?
Right. So, you know, the premise behind the seller disclosure statement is that it provides information to the buyer. It's separate and apart from the purchase and sale agreement, so it's not becoming part of your contract. But it has to be accurate, because failing to be accurate has some implications for a seller.
So you can't lie.
You can't lie.
Okay.
So the buyer has a right of rescission once they receive the form within 3 business days from delivery of a complete and current form.
Yes.
So if you don't complete it, you forget to check some boxes that's not complying, and you're going to have to start over, and you're going to have to re-trigger that 3-day rescission period.
Sure.
Not great, not a great outcome.
Or if you don't start over and we continue on with an incomplete disclosure, I'm going to say we are preserving a buyer's right to rescind.
Absolutely.
So sellers, the day you're supposed to close, the buyer can say, you know what, I changed my mind and I'm off scot-free.
Right. And they'll get their earnest money back in that situation.
Sure.
So up until they close, or in 3 days from providing a complete statement. The additional risk of failing to provide a complete and accurate statement, and by omitting material facts, misstating information, would be statutory or common law rights available to the buyer post-closing. So fraud, misrepresentation, litigation.
Wow, none of that sounds good, and we are rolling into our break. So my guest April Andersen with Randall Danskin Real Estate Talk. We'll be right back.
Here at River Ridge Hardware, interior or exterior, I have the stain to finish your project. Transparent, semi-transparent, or solid color exterior stains. And to beautify your interior projects, I have you covered there as well.
Welcome back, folks. Again, you are listening to Real Estate Talk, and we are here with my guest, April Andersen, attorney for Randall Danskin. And we're talking about seller disclosures in a real estate transaction and the importance of those disclosures. So what I wanted to talk about now, April, is, you talked about material defects, actual knowledge. I'm a seller. I'm selling my house, and I remember this show and having to disclose material defects. What's a material defect? How do I know?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So for purposes of the seller disclosure statement, a material defect, I mean, you can think of it such as any information that a buyer might find important in choosing to decide to proceed with a sale.
That doesn't sound really defined.
It's a little bit ambiguous.
Okay.
So we have, under this statute, we don't have a lot of cases defining what a material defect is for purposes of this statute.
Okay.
We do have a body of cases in other realms that draw on it, but I think for purposes of a seller and completing this form, the easiest way to think of it would be, if I were buying property, would I want to know this? Would it impact my decision? Potentially, because it leaves some room for lawyers on the other side after closing to argue, this was material. My buyer wouldn't have bought if this had been disclosed, or if it had been disclosed accurately.
Right. And what I'm hearing is, because it is fairly subjective, it sounds like, if the buyer has a quality litigator, quality attorney, all that attorney is going to have to do is convince a jury that what wasn't disclosed was material, maybe not to you, but was material to my buyer, and here's why.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Who wants to be subjected to that?
Right. I mean, questions of fact are never great in litigation. It's the stuff that survives summary judgment and makes the case go on to trial.
And I'm going to guess, April, this stuff, sellers get excited, they closed, and they think, man, we got away with it, right? Mm-hmm. Does it show up during the transaction, or does it show up maybe months later after the sellers have moved on?
So oftentimes it comes up post-closing. So the right of the buyer up until closing really is rescission, although if errors are learned, the statement can be revised. And, if the buyer becomes aware of something during the pendency of the agreement, then they no longer have their claim because they have knowledge of it.
Sure.
So it changes things. But when they close and they didn't have knowledge, it's going to be a post-closing claim.
Good, very good. April Andersen with Randall Danskin, thank you for being here. Sellers, I think the takeaway here is disclose, disclose, disclose. And thank you for listening to Real Estate Talk. We'll see you next time.
National Barricade and Sign Company is a well-established company founded in 1957. National Barricade has become a well-known business in the Spokane Valley for more than 50 years. Over the years, we have built long-lasting relationships with many cities, counties, and their departments of transportation. Customers come to us because they know they are going to get the best quality service at the best possible price. National Barricade prides itself on getting the job done in a timely manner. We know that contractors must have certain items in a timely fashion to get their job done, and if we don't have it, we will get it. We guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes. Welcome in to Spokane Talks on Fox 28. Right now, I'm sitting down with Jake Tesch of Guardian Cleaning and Restoration. Is that right?
That's right.
How are things in your guys' neighborhood right now? How's business going for you guys?
Well, a little different.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
We have everything from some of our jobs canceling and postponing to new jobs calling in.
Right, the restoration aspect of the business maybe being put on hold for a bit, but the other end, the cleaning, opening up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some of our clients that are doing repairs in their house after a fire or water damage that have wanted to put a hold on things or a stop on things until we get to a more secure place, I guess. And then we've had new businesses and building owners and managers calling and wanting to know if we can provide disinfection services.
Yeah, and you were saying that you guys, and you have been with them for 24 years now in Spokane, is that right?
Yep, we've been in business for 24 years in Spokane. Formerly, we were Steamatic Cleaning and Restoration. We're now, for the last 5 years, have been Guardian. Same company, just a different name.
Okay.
Same ownership and everything. And, yeah.
I don't suppose in the 24 years of its existence that you guys have run across circumstances quite like these, have you?
Not exactly like this,
No.
obviously.
Yeah.
No pandemic, but the kind of work that we're being asked to do, we've done for many other reasons.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it varies from one thing to the next. I mean, things that you probably. What are some of the more bizarre things that you've had to clean up over? I'm sure you've had some experiences that would be that a little bizarre.
Oh yeah, tear gas.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
been some of them that
Really?
would be a stranger one.
Okay.
We don't run into every day, but still have done it plenty of times.
Okay. What is your position specifically? Are you actually
I'm
on
the
site?
owner I'm the owner of the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you come about this? How did you get into this? Did you found it as well, or?
Yeah, we founded the company, back in 1996. Just as a business that we thought was a good, viable business that would take care of our family for many years, and it has.
Okay. Was there a certain passion or anything, or was it something that you just thought made sense to, and that there was a niche for in the market?
Just something that made sense, and there was a niche in the market. I mean, as a business person or an entrepreneur, you're passionate about business in general.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so taking any kind of business and watching it grow and sustain people and provide for people's lives and livelihood and Guardian, I think, is unique because we get to see people at their worst. Sometimes they've had a tragedy in their house, or a fire or a flood, and we get to go in and kind of be the heroes, the Guardian.
That's right. Yeah. Well, thank you for all the work that you guys are doing. Yeah, it must be incredible seeing people in such times of desperation and everything. We're going to be right back with the rest of the conversation after this.
Here at River Ridge Hardware, interior or exterior, I have the stain to finish your project. Transparent, semi-transparent, or solid color exterior stains. And to beautify your interior projects, I have you covered there as well.
National Barricade and Sign Company is a well-established company founded in 1957. National Barricade has become a well-known business in the Spokane Valley for more than 50 years. Over the years, we have built long-lasting relationships with many cities, counties, and their departments of transportation. Customers come to us because they know they're going to get the best quality service at the best possible price. National Barricade prides itself on getting the job done in a timely manner. We know that contractors must have certain items in a timely fashion to get their job done, and if we don't have it, we will get it. We guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes. And welcome back in from the break. Something that I just learned that I thought was pretty interesting and I think people would like to know is that you guys have made a condensing of some CDC guidelines. Is that right?
Well, when we first started getting calls to deal with disinfecting and cleaning in buildings, first thing we did was went to the CDC and looked at their guidelines. Their guidelines were about 3 to 4 pages long on what to do, and we took and condensed those and made them kind of an easier to follow instruction manual, if you will.
I'm sure things were pretty wordy and maybe hard to digest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we simplified that, made that document available to our clients. We also are putting it up on our website. So if you're a business owner or a building owner and you want to know how you can clean or have your building cleaned, to what the CDC is recommending at this point, you can download that document or call us or get in touch with us.
And what was that website that people can find this on?
guardianofspokane.com.
Okay, perfect. And also we were kind of touching on during the break ways that people, maybe before they have to call you guys, can take precautions and go about cleaning things themselves. And if you want to just expound upon those.
If you go to the CDC or if you get our protocol from us, you can kind of see that it's pretty basic. If you don't have the proper disinfectants that to use because supplies are running short, there's on the CDC website there's a little recipe to use bleach and water, what mixtures you should use of bleach and water that you can also use to wipe down things in your home or your business.
Okay, yeah, this sounds like pretty basic rudimentary stuff,
right,
but effective nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Do you foresee perhaps at all and again, it's an undisclosed amount of time, it's unprecedented, nobody really knows how long, if it's going to be weeks or months that this is going to last, but that the majority of your business and the work that you guys are doing is going to be in relation to people wanting to clean and disinfect rather than, the restoration aspect of what you guys want to do. Do you see the majority of your guys' work that might be more in that area in the near future?
I definitely see that we'll have an uptick in that kind of work. We already have. We still are really busy with restoration work also.
Okay, so that hasn't completely halted,
Right.
but just in a
Right.
few cases.
Yeah. People still flood and burn down their houses regardless of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, people are going to be inside longer. I guess they're going to be, more apt to maybe some incidental household.
Well, with all the toilet paper, they might have some more toilet paper or some toilet overflows.
Yeah, that's true too. Man, that's true too. Do you guys deal with that at all?
Oh, yeah. We
Really?
clean up. We do water restoration also.
Okay, well, thank you for taking the time to be here again. Doing 2 shows today, so you guys are really getting out there. One more time, did you want to plug that website just so that people can see that resource?
Sure. It's www.guardianofspokane.com.
Okay, thank you for your time, Jake. We
All right,
really
thanks a lot.
appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Very small and humble, and a lot of alone time for the first couple years. But over the course of the last 2 decades, we've grown a really good business. We have over 40 people on staff in Spokane.
Wow. Okay. Congratulations.
Then,
That's good.
It's a good thing. We moved into a new building maybe 3 years ago, and it's about 21,000 square feet right on the freeway.
Wait. 21,000?
Yeah.
A lot of cleaning supplies there.
It's got a whole lot of vans.
A lot of vans too.
Yeah, a lot of people going in and out.
Yeah.
We do different services from cleaning carpets to air duct cleaning and hard surfaces. So we have different crews, commercial carpet cleaning,
Okay.
do different things, and they're in the building at different times. So there's just a lot of different spots where the business is now than where it was then. It was very simple. It was just me. Not a lot could go wrong.
Right.
But also it was limited. The scope, the impact was smaller.
Sure.
So even now the ability for us to go and do jobs that we don't charge for, or working on big projects with a nonprofit, we can send
a couple crews.
Yeah, send a bunch of people all at the same time and knock something out that would have took me days to do alone. So there's lots of benefits on that end.
Yeah.
National Barricade and Sign Company is a well-established company founded in 1957. National Barricade has become a well-known business in the Spokane Valley for more than 50 years. Over the years, we have built long-lasting relationships with many cities, counties, and their departments of transportation. Customers come to us because they know they are going to get the best quality service at the best possible price. National Barricade prides itself on getting the job done in a timely manner. We know that contractors must have certain items in a timely fashion to get their job done, and if we don't have it, we will get it. We guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes.
So you've seen us here on Fox 28 Saturday mornings. But did you know we're also online? Check us out anytime on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SpokaneTalksMedia.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
Spokane Talks is about you. Give us your feedback and comments at info@SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Spokane Talks is everywhere you are. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SpokaneTalksMedia.com. We'll be back next week with the latest news, views, and conversation. Please join us.